Так. Окей. Так. Okay, so today I want to talk about how to draw nature, because some of my followers asking me to tell about this. So here I show you some. Usually I'm not so much draw nature, it's just a very small part of my drawings, you can see. So I'm not really good in drawing nature, so I keep studying kind of. So, but people asking, and I think okay, I can talk about this, kind of make some tutorial. So for today I prepare something. Так. Okay. So first I think it should. It's kind of, you know, you always learning. You never stop learning. And like I keep studying anatomy and stuff like that. In perspective. And so I want to show what I learned about kind of drawing nature, some tips which help me to work with this. Так, it's I think first yeah, so I need to first of all kind of, it's about stylization, about make like stylize it, right? So it's like okay, stylize. Let me check this word in Google. It's a real word. Stylize. Yes, yeah, stylize. So all about nature. Well, it's kind of, it's applying to so many other subjects too. But let's say, so like stylize, or maybe like symbolize, or symbolize, like this. What is burr? Burr, I don't understand. Так. Yeah, so, and paternalize. So you kind of, when you draw with the lines, stuff like that, it's like all about see patterns. You need to see some like pattern stuff, like textures, shapes, things like this. One more thing which is very important, it's let's maybe I move to here. Yeah. It's a distance. So let's say here we have very close, and here very far, like horizon line, stuff like that. So more close to us, more it's volumetric and materialistic. And yeah, can say more realistic, kind of realistic, because it's kind of, you always also choose this level of stylization. It's like more close, usually it will more kind of towards the realistic level, and more far it will be more flat, so it's like volumetric flat, materialistic or pattern. So it's also applied to buildings. I always draw buildings, so always consider this moment too, because you don't need to draw buildings on a horizon, you know, like very, very far. It's no buildings anymore, it's just some patterns, kind of some stuff like that. And you cannot draw windows there, you can only show some dots, you know, or even like more usually is some kind of no, just some arrangement of lines and dots. It's no buildings anymore, so it's what happened on the far. And yeah, so it's kind of comparable, right? To close is more realistic, like, and far is like more abstract, more stylized. So stylize, it's kind of, no, I talk very simple here, right? It's like you can find a lot of books about stylize, about visual design, stuff like this. So let's talk about stylize, just some kind of easy tips. So for every time you draw nature, kind of, it's like, let's say, some tree or flower or this kind of root thing, it's like you need to see outline shape, right? So let's say outline shape, and so other will be like some, let's say it's also line, but this line inside, let's call it contour, and this will be like detail. And one more thing, a cross contour, cross. So it's like, for example, like if you draw branch, so it'll be like kind of something, let's say like this. So this will be like outline. You kind of searching for shape, and shape, it also means not only shape like outline of object, it also means this negative shape. You kind of need to arrange this empty space too. You not like every time you draw shape, it's like this, like yin yang, you know. It's like simultaneously you think about positive and negative shape. You cannot draw only shape of object, you also draw this space which is forms this shape of object. It's also very important. So contour will be like you know, all these details, kind of patterns, stuff like that, maybe some cracks, texture of surface. And cross contour, it will be this line which represent volume, you know. So no, here is simple. Let's say again I draw some like no without any form, it's just like a spot here, right? So and if I put cross contour, it's get volume. So this thing can go like this, this have one kind of volume, right? I can draw similar thing, and with cross contour it can become very different thing. You see, so now it's like going in the space, moving like a different way. So here it's just moving far away, and here it's like moving far and moving back. So this, because cross contour gives us also this kind of hatching. So this thing is like kind of three categories of lines you can use to draw any object in a line art, you know. So you can hatch like according to cross contour lines. So you can often see this artist draw this kind of core shadow to show this volumetric nature of object. So it's kind of because line economy is very important in the graphic from my considerations. So it's kind of, you need to learn, improve yourself towards use less lines in your work, because it's increase your speed, and it's also kind of more intelligent. It's more precise when you draw with a less line and with more meaning, right? So and sometimes it's kind of, if your idea just shows some texture and volume, then this core shadow will enough. But sometimes artists will show also this shadow, so have like light shadow and core shadow or terminator between. So this kind of like very basic tips, you know, but it's like you can use it right now. So then let's go to yeah, then is here, can go more in detail. So if go more in details, here will be something kind of between level, like close, middle and far, let's say. Just a model, you know. So let's go like this. So have, so close, let's call again, it's like, it's about stylized, stylized. Here will be like pattern. And no, again, it's just I kind of improvise with these terms. Just want to put it in easy terms. Так. And here, so on the far, it will be like element of pattern. So what I mean by that, stylized is something, you know, is even you use only lines, you use this pen and ink and stuff like that, but when you stylize, no, I mean, it's just talking right now about this, my technology kind of, which I use, it's kind of set of 3D elements. Let's say like this. Pattern is like set of 2D elements, and element of pattern, no, it's kind of it means like 2D element, right? So 2D element of pattern, it will be like dot or line or like curve line or like angular line. So it's if here it was, for example, let's say it's kind of apple, right? So you can, when I draw it, I kind of keep in my head it's three-dimensional, right? I can even like little show this three-dimensionality. It's three-dimensional, but it's crazy, very high stylized kind of. It's very simple, right? Here, pattern. It means it's no, let's say like a shape of apple, right? So it's kind of level of pattern. So it's like shape or texture. So it's not about volume, it's not about form, it's just about 2D design. It's just this, like we have, what I mean, set of 2D elements, because it's like we have curve lines here, right? And you can put some curve line here, curve line here. So it's kind of, you more in your head, it's just set of 2D elements, as lines, dots. It can be like a squarish, triangularish, like this, like a spot and stuff like that. So, but then here, this apple became just a dot, you know, some kind of, just some part of texture, kind of. It's kind of can be a bunch of dots or stuff like that. So I mean, we don't even recognize apple here, not anymore. It's just how it works is like, let's say we have, you know, like we have this apple here, stuff like that, and then here so it became more and more abstract. So it's like kind of going more far, so it became more kind of like a noise, something, and then it's somewhere something like this, you know. It just start disappearing in this overall becoming part of something. So let's say here you can like draw this line. So it's like if it's kind of like crazy long box with apple, stuff like that. So you just show it's somewhere there have a lot of apples. Так, so let's find some examples. No, something like this, like very like what I did. So here you see more close is like more volumetric. It's like in grass, tree, leaves on a tree, stuff like that. And then here it's just nothing, it's just couple lines. So it's more like more paternalized. Так. Also, let me show you. Так. Some examples from. So you need to find artists who you like some master. Here is Möbius, John Gero, and he like draw nature. Crazy great. Так, so yeah, like this here, for example. Так, focus. So you can see here, like, we have these levels which I was talking about. We have this car which is three-dimensional and have many details, stuff like that. But then we have these trees which is recognizable. We still can see the trees, but then they go more far and they became like a dots. It's no trees anymore, it's just a dots. Так, so let's see. Some more examples. Or like this one. So here you see we have this this kind of grass here, stones, rocks, stuff like that. But then what this grass became here, just like spot, you see. And then more far it's just the dots and like bigger dots, smaller dots. And we can see this bigger dots, it should be kind of this like grass, bunch of grass, right? And smaller dots, probably it's rocks, or maybe it's a small bunch of grass. So this is how it works. You don't draw all these details with the grass on this far distance, but then he even keep putting this grass on a distance, on a so far. And you see what is now is just a dots, just a 2D shape, what I call it, right? It's like just dot. And clouds, what is clouds here is no any volume at all, it's just lines. This clouds here is shape, but then more far cloud, you see it's a dot. This is this like very far tiny cloud, it's just a dot. Yeah, so this is how it works. You can see on a example of master work. So here what we see this tree in its middle, it's our attention, right? And other trees, they became more simplified, and like this, you see. So it's kind of similar trees, but here is more details, more volume. Here is less volume. And then these trees, what is that? It's just a pattern. It's kind of texture. It's like he draws these trees here on the far, just like this. It's like this. So he make texture. It's not trees. It's not a forest. It's a texture which gives this idea that we're looking at the trees. It kind of makes this feeling of space, feeling of depth. Так. Also, here also very cool example. Так. So what we see here on the first plan have this rock, right? He's sitting on the edge of a cliff, and we have these lines. Here you see they have like some more details, like very complicated something. He even show here light and shadow. You see here even have some light and shadow, like little, very little, but it's like some volume here. So, but then and here, yeah, and some like spots, stuff like that. But then here it's the same thing, right? He give us this idea. It's same kind of things, but it's just line and dots, line and dots, line and dots, just all. He don't draw anymore this volume. It's just now it's just a pattern. He makes this texture, and so this is how it works. Like here, you show detail, you show this like close up of environment, and then you give this pattern which give you mood or atmosphere of space of this place. But information about these details we have from here. Like our brain build picture according on this kind of, he makes this like this plus this, some summarization. Так. Even this Franklin Booth. Let's check Franklin Booth. Так, wait a second. Так. So Franklin Booth, this very, very crazy thing. He is an engraver. He did this like engravings on the wood and then printed, make ink stuff. So even here, you see, it's like very, very crazy detail thing, right? But let me find some good quality. Okay, anyway, you can Google Franklin Booth and look closely in his work. You will see same thing. Stuff which is close to us, like these trees, they have all this like stylized stuff, which is like show three-dimensionality of this tree, right? So he used this patterns, textures, but he show like light, shadow, and like this, all these details. But then when go more far, it became more like a texture, just implication of implements of what is implement to structures. Так. So yeah, later I will write these names. Yeah, and here Andrei Surnov, you can find his works on Instagram. So here same thing, you can see he makes this very, very cool picture. It's like here we have this very beautiful stylized drawing of a grass. It's like, look, remind me Mucha. Like here is Alphonse Mucha, you know. So he makes these drawings, try to study, to find this beauty of like you see, like he studies this construction of flower. So it's kind of, it's real work, you know. You need to really work out this stuff. You cannot just like see like, oh, I just sit and draw some nature stuff, you know. It's like your result will represent level of your kind of understanding what are you doing. If you understand this like on the level of you see, so here he like doing this study drawings, or it's already, yeah, I think it's like more like study drawing. So he like studies these branches, flowers, all this stuff, and then this what is kind of his product, what he makes these patterns for, you know, it's like for money design, or like for I don't know, I don't know what these things, like decorational and stuff like that. So you see how crazy, how many work he did before he can create so interesting patterns. It's very complicated, but also result of a lot simplification, a lot of decision. So here you see the kind of on the first plan of Andrei Sernov picture, we can see this kind of grass he draw almost like Alphonse Mucha. We have these very beautiful shapes. We have this, like, we can see it's like flowers, branches, stuff like that. But then more far it goes, more this became just like a noise. We just see all this like a dun 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 dun, you know, just these things. Is not any kind of any such level of clarity. It's only here details, there it's just texture, just a pattern. So you kind of make this gradient of level of details and realistic level kind of. So here is more realistic, there is more abstract. More far it goes, more abstract it becomes. So it's kind of first very important kind of moment here. Так. So yeah, so I need to give you names of artists. So how it works, I have you see like this one, right? I have on my computer I have puref file, so I put all artists who I very like how they work with nature. So I have different, I have like nature drawings, like city drawings, or maybe like some special effects drawings, like how they draw smoke, fire, explosion, stuff like that. So here I collect like this nature things, like how they draw mountains, how they draw rocks and leaf and stuff like that. Looks so amazing with Möbius. So I put these perfect great examples of their work of this about the subject. I put together on a puref, and so I can study and copy, trying to understand how they do this stuff. So basically, actually, I learn about this thing. I learn watching Möbius works. You can see this thing about like more detail, less detail, about how very simple he can do this, you know, like this. You see mountain here, yeah, or like this one. So few lines, but it's so amazing, right? We have here just the boxes, the horses, and it feels as like in a desert with all these clouds, but these clouds is just very simple. Так. So you need to do it yourself. You need to find works of your favorite artists and study them, collect them together and copy them, try to imitate and stuff like that. I think it's the best way to learn. Also, it's a book rendering in pen and ink by Arthur Guptill. So this book I think is really best, and everybody recommend this book. It's kind of ultimate tutorial of using ink, you know. So you even don't need to use in such deep level, but it's really give you good school, good foundation. So here, okay, later. So let's say I write some names of artists who, from my taste, kind of, they give me inspiration and I study from them. Так, yes, Möbius. So you can type them in Google and watch their works. Möbius, you must to know, if you work with ink, it's a shame not to know Möbius. Так, so Masamune Yoshiro is not much about nature. It's just about like his manga graphic. I really like. Так, so Andrei Surnov, that's crazy how he work. You will find him on Instagram. He have Instagram. Так, Surnov. He usually make paintings, but his graphic works also insane. Very good. Так, so Tread Moore. Very interesting. Very interesting style. Так. Franklin Booth, of course. Так. Так. Katsuhiro Otomo. Again, it's more about architecture. And Tsutomu Nihi. So in a book of Arthur Gaptil, so you find this book, you practice all the stuff from book. Так, so one more thing. Так, some more stuff. So let's go again to this. Так. No, actually I tell everything. Так. Yeah, so let's say this thing. So in a drawing nature and like all other graphic kind of stuff, it's like this moment's important to study separately, kind of to know all this thing. Is shading, так, overlapping. No, yeah, just give you a couple things. Overlapping. Так, it's kind of repeating. Так, scale. Scale is kind of, I already tell about that. It can be like size, but it's also about depth. How close, how big it's kind of because it's closer to you, and how small because it's like very far somewhere. So it will change its representation, right? And line economy is just something you need to constantly study, how to make it more easy with less lines. It's kind of something I have a lot problem with that, and I'm working on it to make it more and more intelligent. Так, so yeah, and line thickness. No, you know, it's some like when you, for example, draw outline, usually it's like more thick line. Contour will be more narrow lines, more thin, and like contour and cross contour. So we do this one more darker. Also use this make more darker, just like to show shadow part of object, like more thick. It's more thick. It's perceives like darker, right? So these things, you know what is idea? It's like you not only look it when you work, It's not only like what you do, what you control while you're making your picture. It's also what do you need to look at when you study other artists you appreciate, you know. So you see how he work with the different thickness of lines, how he work with the scaling, like change this style and patterns. Everything. You need to ask more focused questions, like how he deal with volumes, how he represent material by patterns, you know. Just ask this question and look and find it. Don't look at just like, oh, I want to draw like him. If you like sit and like, oh, I want to draw like Möbius, so what, you know? What you will look at forever, and it's kind of like, I still kind of hope I will draw someday like him. But if you have precise question, if you have like kind of not like which kind of pen he used, you know, but how he why I look at this picture, for example, right, and I feel it's like desert. I can feel this deep space, and you see like, because he doing this thing, you know, like it's like more far these patterns he do, they're like more horizontal and more dense, and more from horizontal line is more became like less horizontal and less dense, you know, and then it start to get some more complex patterns, you know. So he did something like this. It's kind of here. You see what is behind this guy and this thing? It's like this wavy lines, but then they become slowly, it just became a bunch of horizontal lines. So this is what you can learn from him if you will like more focus kind of on a problem, on a subject. Так. So what else? No, about shading you can find, also give you some it's kind of hashtags, you know, like some words you can Google and learn. It's like you can learn it also from Steve Houston, for example. He give very amazing and simple tutorials about how to work with shading. So let's say, for example, what is shading? It's about cast shadow, ambient occlusion, sculpting tone, and maybe let's say like self shadow. Kind of core shadow. So what is mean sculpting tone? Somebody know what is sculpting tone? Anybody speak English here? No? Okay. Так. So we have some shape, and if I kind of, okay, let's do shape. So this shape, I put this shading, this tone, and I kind of create this feeling of a round volume of this object. And it don't need to be like perfect, but it's kind of, you see how it works, it already feels like roundish, even if it's not perfect. So it's like sculpting tone. And here I can do like this. So here it's like more edgy, kind of more sharp edges. So if we, for example, like have this thing, так. Так, so here it's like this one, it's like more soft transitions, right? This one will represent like let's see. Так. Something like this. You see how it works? So, and this one it's just like more angular change of form. So, and why this happen? Так. Because this idea of sculpting tone, it's if we look at surface, so you look at surface here, and this surface, like, which is like perpendicular, it's like 90 angle, right? It will be seems like more bright, let's say like white here, and when other surface, no, when surface is not perpendicular, when it's like little, like have some angle, it will change its value, so it will be like this. And here this rule, more angle and a more darker it will be. So this surface perceives like much darker, because it's like almost parallel to your eyesight. So that's why when we look at ball, like ball, right, this round, here is white, and then it start more and more gray dark, and here it will be like black here, darker, and kind of black here. So it's like what we see of ball. So this kind of sculpting tone. So I mean, it's just all this stuff just need to know, need to practice, and we can also see this everywhere. Так. Let's see. No, I mean, it's just how it works, why we perceive something volumetric. It's just because have this thing. You see how it's darker here? Change of plans. It can be also because, no, it work simultaneously, it work both. It's a light source and also sculpting tone. We need to use sculpting tone in our drawing, at least like, even you give some small hint of this, but it should have there, must have. Так. Okay. So let's see. Так. Take some paper. Okay, so just try to make some demonstration. Так, so I look in a view or photo, whatever. So why I draw usually outdoors, just because I more enjoy drawing outdoors. It's much more fun than draw from photo. Так, but I've been learn about it's like drawing from photo is no cool. Artists need to draw from nature or from imagination, but I don't care anymore. I think it's not point at all. You just need to be sure you can you have some message, you know, you need to have some reason why you draw, and this main thing. From where you draw it, from imagination or from photo. No, and also it should be your photo. It's my photo, so it's totally legal to use it. Так, so I kind of, you know, I try to describe what I need from view. So because I don't need to draw everything like this kind of stuff here, I just choose what is important for me. So if me, I like, of course, some constructional things. Some this stuff, whatever is that. Okay, it's interesting. Like making this cliff here. Так. Так. So Gaptil in the book, he have very cool tutorial about how to draw trees, so I really recommend this book. Так. So what for me, I have no idea of what is kind of tree, you know. Better I know like name of tree, all the stuff, but for me it's just some alien nature from from planet on Earth. Так. So I just like this dynamic, and also like I start to like drawing trees after I draw cables. So after a while, when I was draw different cables, I find tree is very similar to cables. It's like, wow, now I'm interested in drawing trees, you know, this branches stuff. But still I don't like to draw this tree leaves, you know, it's kind of boring. It's like you draw this fluffy stuff on the trees. Так, so in here, так, here we have other side. Okay, kind of this. Here will be this trees. So again, my tip kind of for how I thinking. Just like watching this 10 minutes already, I have this analysis what I did. We have this tree, which is like naked, right? We have this stuff here, some like boxes. We have this thing here, some concrete embankment, which have like this interesting thing. We have kind of pond here. So now it's like elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this pond have some kind of this I forgot in English how it's called, some this stuff. Then we have other side, so it's already 5, 6. We have these small houses, see, small houses here. So these buildings on the other side I see as 2 layers, so this 7 is more close to us, and here these tall buildings, they're more far. It's like 8 elements, they're more far, and they kind of go into here. Here we have bridge, so it's element number 9. Here we have like brothers, peers of this tree, some bunch of dudes. They similar, they have don't have foliage, they just bunch of branches and some these dry flowers on them. It's number 10. Then here we have some road and trees with the foliage. So these trees have this how it's called, trunks and foliage, right? So it's something like this. So it's number 11. This here 12. Maybe I will not draw this road, I don't know. And the grass, and this grass kind of here. So we have 13 elements. And I don't know, maybe I will draw some cloud here, like 14. So before I start to draw any details, and before I'm sure what I'm doing, you know, I figure out how many objects, how many elements, what is ingredients of my picture. Any picture always is like this, because when I have these ingredients, I can adjust them, I can move them, I can even change. I can put this leg here, I can put this here. I don't care, it's my picture, you know. But if I don't think through, if I don't make this analysis, I will be slave of this picture. I will just kind of like, oh, I just wish I can draw similar. Oh, I afraid I can do something wrong, you know. With this one, it's my picture. Now I steal soul from this view, you know. I learn what is point of this view for me, you know. Answer, my picture is answer for a question why I like this view. This why, because pond, because buildings, because blah 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 blah, like this. So then kind of how I usually do. So according to this logic which I was just talking all this time, this tree will be more volumetric. No, maybe these boxes. So it's kind of tree in boxes. It's the most volumetric stuff here. All other one will be much less volumetric. And I start from something like outline first. I just need to be sure like main stuff on their places and main this important shapes. Так. So maybe you already can see that I totally bullshit in this tree. I don't follow it at all. I just look in what kind of branches it have, and I try to do my best and take best I can see in this tree, you know. Hello. And but I don't do all this measurement. I don't care where is location of particular branch, what proportion of particular branch. I don't want to spend my energy and attention for all these details. For me it's important, it's just kind of this cool vibe of this tree, you know. Sounds like, wow, this kind of how it moves, stuff like that. This is what interesting and important for me, but not again, because I don't know this tree. If somebody know what kind of tree is it, you can write. And so if I know, maybe I can study before more about what is kind of special characteristics of this tree, stuff like that. And I will draw more focus on its real form. But usually I just use real tree for inspiration. It's just reference for inspiration. And so так. Because yeah, I'm not tree expert. Так. It's like, you know, drawing is, I think, is also very similar to talking. It's like we have, for example, you go to park, right? And you walk in a park and you look around, it's like, wow, crazy, this tree, it's crazy, it's like this and like that, you know. You don't make this crazy scientific explanation like, hello my friends, I want to report to you about tree I just saw 10 minutes ago in the park. It have like it was tall, like 5 meter tall, and it have like 25 branches. Every branch have this kind of amount of small stuff, and how many, you know, it's just nobody do like this, right? You will more like share your feeling of it. You will more like say it was like this. It's kind of, you know, crazy, like a monster or like this thing. So this kind of, I think, is more important. At least it's more important. It's your impression than information. Information is kind of important part. It's like I need to be sure at least it look like tree. At least, you know. And they kind of should work on each other. It's like if you do everything right, then it have some amount of information and some amount of impression. But impression is a driver, is some reason why you draw this. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I put some music. So, and here, what I can also tell. Так, 1 second. Так, so here, we'll do the same. It's also very interesting. You kind of, you know, you need to also check some Wikipedia about trees. It's about, for example, I was so amazed to find out how trees grows. They grow turning around. It's so interesting. And this how their branches located around, you know, it's like this Y fractal, and it's rotating around itself. It's very interesting. Так, yeah, so one interesting moment. This I will kind of teach usually children. It's like tree. It's about like 3 level of branches. So it's like first we have trunk, right? Let's say trunk kind of like this. What kind of rule? It's on the below on the ground is more thick, more far from ground is more thin. Then on this trunk, let's say one, we'll have branches. So branches, they will like smaller, they start smaller than trunk, you know, and same, they will go far and they will become more and more narrow. So it's kind of this basic rule for drawing tree. Branch start thinner and more far from trunk, more narrow it became. So this, like, let's say second level, right? And then have third level. Third level, it's these small branches on a branch. They kind of same thing, same simple rule. They start thinner than branch and go more and more thin. So you can draw, you know, many different configurations. It's kind of fun. This can be angular, so you kind of, when you use this simple structure, it became more easier to draw. And then, so this like third level, and fourth level is just some like super tiny this stuff on a branch. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, just 4 elements. So of course you can also like put this 4th thing here, but I don't know, it's kind of anything can be, but I mean, it's just very basic thing about trees. It's just kind of kindergarten level. You can teach children and you can use yourself. It's just this 4 categories, 4 kind of, or 3, it can be 5, up to you, but it's just always this idea. It's like trunk, branch, and branch on branch, and small branches on branches, you know, like super young some branch on branch, and this super young branches. It's kind of basic thing. So when you know it, it's like kind of very, it's just like a Lego tree. Так. So here I try to show some, so you know, you can try to show this spiral thing, kind of tree rotation around itself, because tree grow up, when tree grow up is rotating like this. So you can look on the trunks, some is more obvious, some less obvious, and the branches, they grow like this. Так. So you see what I do? This hatching to show form is a cross contour. Some like spots or cracks, it's a contour between this outline, right? So same, just 3 lines. And here I can like this branch go under this branch. Usually I saw like artists do this kind of trick. You make it's darker, so it's like more feels like it's go under, you know. So kind of this branch drop shadow on this branch below. So you kind of some cheap trick. No, I mean if you're not thinking much about source light and stuff like that, but just very easy to show this depth. Так, okay, so and this one, some like let's show it. So this thing is like, you know, this pattern, this thing on a tree is kind of this seed. It's like kind of fruits, like dry and light things with the seed inside, seed bags. So I try to kind of make some interesting picture of them. Again, it's like I'm more worried about my drawing here, like how to put them here. So it's like different size. Sometimes it's a bunch of them, and I will put some this kind of texture. Sometimes it's independent, sometimes very small. So you play with this just like texture, you know, like if you draw it just, and you try make texture interesting itself without any meaning. It's nothing. I don't know what it is. Like it can be like water splashes or fallen rocks. Just a pattern. Так. Так, okay, something like this. Так. And somewhere here. also about line thickness. Let's do this to make more thick line. Just to ground it more, so like look closer and heavier and stronger, kind of. So here you see this branch like little awkward because here is thinner than here. Here is more fat, so it's kind of just sometimes happen. Так. Some imperfection. Okay, so here I will put some of this grass. Так. Yeah. Okay. I think draw this or not. No, I think I will not draw this bricks. Так. So here some grass. Так. And then this thing here. Tarabajo. Don't understand Tarabajo. Так. Okay. Yeah. So here. Oh, maybe I'll leave it for later. I will do some buildings here. Так. So you see buildings, these buildings on the far should be much more simple, because if I will make them too detailed, it will be mess. Так. it's like very thin line without like, don't make it too complex. It's very, very light. Maybe later we'll put some details, we'll see. Так, then here I kind of forgot how can draw these trees in a nice way, so I go, так, no, come back. So I go to my reference from our favorite artists, right? My homework, where I collect all these artists, and I find how they deal with this situation. Так, something similar. How they draw this pattern of branches. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I agree. I'm happy I can help somebody. Yeah, because kind of for my from my thinking, teaching is kind of sharing these tips which will like economy time. So kind of I spent some time to understand myself, and now I can share. Так, yeah, I think so. I can share, and you will economy your time. Так, where is this? Yeah, I think Surnov. So one is here, kind of similar thing. So I think it's like a bunch of trees there, very far. So it's like look very uncertain, but it's a pencil, so it's not very useful. Так, there or foliage here. Так. Yeah, and I think, yeah, so Masamune Shiro, how he draw tree without branches or without foliage. You see this bare trees, bare trunk. You see, so here we have this Kusanagi stay in their car, and behind we have many trees without leaf. It's all branches. You see, so he makes like texture balls. It's like balls with a fur on them. So, and here similar is like how make a grass on Andrei Surno work. So it's like he makes this kind of just bunch of vertical lines, makes this like a smoke. He creates kind of feeling of smoke from these things. Так. So what is mean here in this situation? We have example how to make volumetric version. So we can see some like form of each tree, right? Because he used sculpton. He uses sculpton. He shows this kind of more darker edges, so it's feel round, and it's also pretty shady. It's kind of value is like middle and dark here. Also kind of a Surno is like middle value. But if I want to make it light, then I need to, maybe I can just draw this outline without drawing much dark details inside. Okay, anyway, like, let's try, because I don't see more examples here, but I think I have some idea. Так, okay, так, again. Так, so we look our favorite artists' pictures. So here, like that. And so this tree. So I want to show kind of this like going far, right? First some stuff like that. Ага. Так, самое где-то. Так. Так. Yeah, because also I like this metaphor about door. It's like teacher is somebody who can show you right door. So if you want, you can open it yourself, but nobody can open it for you. So it's kind of, I cannot say I can draw trees in nature. It's still kind of miserable, but I want to share this names and approach, which I think is really useful, how to improve and how to learn. Так. Because just no direction is also very, very important. It's like most important, know where to go. So I will put this trunk. So you see, we have this movement along with the embankment movement, and it's like three elements of this group here. One is this kind of how's it called, like naked foliage without leaves, and trunks, and some these branches which is going here. You see, they're kind of, no, this is what I choose to focus again. It's like instead of trying to draw it all together, you find your focus. What is your attention and like what is your Lego blocks here, which you will use to build this part of picture, you know. You don't need to make every time new block. It's just before you kind of create this Lego constructor, kind of you create these elements you need, and then you play with them. Just make these combinations rearranging them around. Because this kind of rearranging stuff is most fun part. It's not so stressful, like calculating everything. Так. Okay, so now I work with the foliage. It's kind of this how I call it, sculpting tone with made by texture of branches. You know, kind of this something. Так. Oh, Frank Bush, give me power. Give me power to do all these hatchings for all this nature stuff. Так. Okay, and somewhere here, так, so here I will draw some this grass. Так. And somewhere here will go this high school. Path. Так. And so here will be this foliage trees. So again you see like outline, and then I put some separation lines between them. Maybe some like contour inside, just to show little like texture. Again, I watch all this from Masamune Shiro, for example. You can see. And so here we kind of have this transition, go here and then go to here. It's kind of, this is what I talked before. You not only try to draw this nature, try to draw these trees, you need to be very concerned about design, about don't make it too messy, you know. It should be readable, and what is important here is this movement. You see, it should have some this, it should work together, it should have this some air inside and some movement, all those things. So okay, they don't distract each other, they support each other, they kind of pass this ball, you know, like in a game. One give pass attention of people like a ball in a team, you know, like one member in a team, like handball player catch ball, and then he drop to another teammate, and then go drop to another. So same, this ball is our attention. We look artist picture, and this picture catch our attention, capture us, and start to bounce and all around. Is this tree will drop pass here, this will pass there, pass there. So each element, they are like teammates, and they work together to pass this attention between each other. Don't try to block it, don't try to take it and keep for themselves, you know. They need to give each other, share between each other, stuff like that. So should be some connection between them. Так, so so here we have lake, right? Так, and a bridge. So let's think about bridge. Same, I should be very careful when drawing this bridge. If I will draw it like, oh, I look this bridge, so many details, so cool, I want to draw all these details, you know. Bad idea, because if you will draw these details, it will become more important or same important like this tree, so they will like compete between each other, and it will destroy this depth. So I need to create from this bridge with all these details, with all this stuff. You see, so many stuff, like all these details, even have some stains and electric balls. So you need to simplify. Like I said before, when it's go more far, so it became more stylized, right? So, and I say, okay, maybe I will do something like that. Just like show this silhouette, and here on this bottom, and I think, okay, maybe it's too simple. Yeah, and at least this important element, it should be a line here, and then I think again, maybe it's too simple. It's still okay, maybe like this. Maybe just put some more detail here, you know. So you working on it, working on making symbol kind of this bridge. Maybe here will be this double line. Так, I'm not sure, so kind of, you know. And here shadow, the shadow. Maybe it's better to show electric poles. Yeah, so now I like kind of thinking on it, and I say, okay, important for sure is some horizontal stuff here, some this stuff here, and maybe okay. Yeah, maybe more important to show this electric poles instead of describing each of this fence part. And shadow, and shadow under bridge. This kind of very cool part here, right? So you see kind of what this can be. I more like this version than this. Так. So here, let's see. To make them together. Here, так, here we'll go this embankment. One second, I need to charge. Так. Yeah, so I did kind of mistake with the bridge because kind of sit here in a awkward angle. It's like moving up instead of being horizontal. Okay. Так, also now I will do this buildings here, like more close ones. Так. And foliage. Так. And here, so without doing three-dimensional thing, I just imply for space below trees foliage. So here some of this stuff. Так. Also some very soft imply for details on buildings. Again, you see it's like almost nothing. I don't draw these buildings, just some noise. Oh, it's like almost like a texture, some pattern noise. Так. Same here, stops like that. Так, then maybe more. Okay, here's this. Так. bridge. So bridge has this thing, and here very interesting. Here's like have this water going in. Так. So more closer, it's like more textural. And like that. Some stones. Here also have birds. I forgot a second. I have some reference of birds. This Taiwan by Lucy. Yeah, I drew before a bunch of them. So they often kind of sit here on this water. Так. Так, some of them kind of standing here. Так. So here this kind of overlapping thing with the grass messes. So what does mean? It's like if we have one stone here, other stone behind, another one behind, other one behind, stuff like this. Same with the grass. One here, one there. Just kind of this simple technique. The same can be with grass on the ground. Grass on the ground. So it's kind of one here, and no, it's not like overlapping, but it's like repeating with the scaling, right? But if it's closer, it can be like overlapping. So one grass. So it's kind of very simple, but everybody uses, I think. So here we have this some overlap. Some more darker here near water. It's kind of ambient occlusion here. Так. Here, так. And we have also here very interesting thing. I can see how this like going like this and going down, going here, right? So we need to show this on a picture. So it's kind of you use this broken line to show grass, but also you show this change on the surface. Kind of так. Так. Same here. I make some horizontal lines to show this ground, you know. So it's no grass anymore. It's kind of, we know it's grass there, probably, right? But more important is to show this surface. And I kind of like do some like doing some stuff here. Так. And same can show some different like change in form. Так, here again some little lines to show overlapping. Так. some kind of usage dots for trees, but these dots, they can show some feeling of form. But you see, it's kind of how it's interesting how our perception work. You don't need to draw these buildings, you just need some dots and this will look like a building. Так, ага. So, okay, so here we can some stuff here and так. Now by drawing this inclined grass, it's kind of you making feeling of wind. It's like if you watch Totoro and you push and you will pause, like stop frame, you will see how they great show wind by grass. It's just like it, even when it's stop, it looks so amazing. So here I kind of need to make this transition from grass texture to pattern, which will just give me this movement. You see, I'm doing this kind of thing like a wind, something like this flow. You see, so here is like more look like grass, but still like super stylized and flat. But then it completely became just lines. And here very, very careful, very small. Так. So this kind of bird also give more suggestion for your eye how to look this picture, you know. So you look tree, bird show you, okay, look here, and this was the grass, this kind of grass, wind push your back and you move to these trees move you there and there, kind of, you know, kind of I want to make this circulation. If I can draw mouse, I will draw mouse here, you know, but kind of I can draw only Mickey Mouse. Так. Maybe. Get under tree. Так, this day. Так. Так. I can try to put some shadow. So now I even don't need to actually watch reference anymore. It's just more about how to finish my picture to clarify some moments here, like this here, for example. Так, maybe also lake. How to draw lake? Yeah, like I will just show some. Because it's kind of some waves on the water and reflections, which will be like vertical. Kind of horizontal and vertical. Also, it's like reflection in this buildings, kind of, right? Так. So something like a shadow. Here maybe to, yeah, so here I have this like middle plane and a first plane, right? So I need to decide how to separate them. Or I make this edge darker, or I make water darker there. I'm not sure. Так. Okay, and have this shadows here. Так, let me check again from reference. How Mr. Mobius would do in similar situation. Yeah, so he do other side darker. Okay, yeah, so it should be darker. Middle plane need to make darker. So okay, so you see, like this, you have like right in the middle of your work, you think like, oh, how to manage this problem. So make more. So some grass. Так. Some flour. Так. Так. And maybe I will show some careful this. Just very careful without over detailing it. Don't give too much attention, but give some more information. So at least we more understand is some kind of buildings there. Так. Maybe some funny cloud. Also this cloud will support this round forms on branches. Oh, thank you. No, it's far from perfect, kind of. But have some, yeah, have some good, useful points. Yeah. So yeah, really, I recommend. My most favorite is Möbius, Jean Giraud, French illustrator, comic book artist. His ink of nature, just fantastic. How he draw trees is very, very cool. Maybe I put some these shapes, make darker. Because now I think at this moment just how to finish, to make some more contrast, because it's a little uncertain, and I want to make some accent. Yeah, I just remember this. We can do some sculpting tone for these branches, so it will look more volumetric. No, okay, yeah, this will be enough for demo. Yeah, so I think we'll over here, and thank you for watching. We'll also photo this and put in Instagram and a save video stream video.